Hello, everyone. Welcome to Bayern Now, the ultimate Bayern Munich fan channel. Yeah, I can't overexert my voice because I woke up yesterday and realized I had a cold. So my voice is absolutely cooked, almost done recovering. But yeah, today was a great day. Bayern 2, Dortmund 1 at the Allianz Arena. I thought the game was absolutely high quality. First half, we could have scored five if Luis Diaz locked in. Olise missed a few chances, I guess, or I wouldn't call them chances. It's more like, he hit the post from outside the box. What more can you ask for? He just got unlucky there. But today, what a performance from our future center back, Nico Schlotterbeck. My goodness, that guy's next level. He was on smoke today because considering he's been injured for a while, he's just so good. We need to sign him, okay? And when he was walking out of the tunnel, I was like, is he checking out our stadium? He had his head down, like kind of looking around. Maybe I'm looking too deeply into that, but that looked like somebody that was thinking in his mind, I might be playing here one day. But I'd love to see Nico Schlotterbeck at Bayern. I think we need to give that a real shot to make that transfer happen. But man, the boys played well today. Unfortunately, I'm not going to do match ratings because it's a miracle I'm making this video, right? Because, oh man, my throat is, it's not as bad as it was yesterday, but I don't like talking when I'm sick. It's a weird feeling because I feel like I'm making it worse. And if I talk loud, yeah, I would cook the throat. And even now, I'm starting to feel it heating up. But, anyways, I thought the performance was solid. Second half, we got sloppy, of course. But I don't think we got sloppy, though. I think what happened is Dortmund just tried to get back into the game. They made some tactical changes, and we adjusted pretty quickly each time. And whenever they'd have the ball and start trying to dominate, we would try to, return the favor. I didn't think we put a foot wrong today. I think company did everything right. The thing is, Dortmund is actually a really good team. Don't forget that. I mean, if you look at their squad, you're kind of confused over who the difference makers are, but those are a pretty decent set of players. I mean, that ball that Rierson delivered into the box for the goal Brandt scored coming off the bench. I thought that's quality. We conceded a quality goal. Like there was nothing Jonathan Tarr could do. There was nothing Upamecano can do. Now, of course, you would want them to anticipate and get in front of Brandt before he receives the cross, but Dortmund worked a very nice goal, and that happens in football. I don't see us concede sloppy goals. The goals we concede are usually bangers from the other team. Bangers, as Cal Freese would say. So it's not like we're, whenever we concede, we look like we're vulnerable. It's more like our opponents really try and they score, you know? Like when Chelsea scored against us, it was a counterattack, of course, and those are the nature of goals we concede because otherwise we're defensively solid. But it was a counterattack, and it was a very well worked goal. Cole Palmer running through a few players, like that's fine for me, right? So I don't mind that we conceded. I think we are supposed to concede. That's how we know the players are human. Um, Kane, oh my gosh, bro. What are we going to do if this guy left Bayern? I was confused what Bayern were going to do when Lewandowski left. We weren't really ever linked to Kane. It just became a real transfer. Uh, when it happened that summer, we just wanted to get him and we got him. And he wanted us. Kane made the best decision of his career coming to Bayern because it it just works, man. I don't know what it is. The guy is so freaking unbelievable. He's dropping into the midfield and doing Kimmich's job. Next thing I see him on the other side scoring headers. Then I see him in our box defending corners. What is this guy about, bro? He I he didn't dribble like this ever, right? Last season, Kane did not he wasn't involved in our play like he was at Tottenham because, we were just kind of figuring things out. And of course, the latter months of Tuchel's tenure at Bayern, we weren't really a good team. We didn't do anything, and he wasn't being used correctly. Now, oh my gosh, he has two runners he can pass to. One, Luis Diaz and Olise. I'll get on them in a second. But Kane was making passes today that I seriously don't think some of the best midfielders in the world can pull off. I think Kane can last 10 more years. That's an exaggeration, but like till he's like 38 at the high level because he doesn't use pace. He's not a power merchant. He's a tactical, thoughtful, high IQ striker, getting in good positions constantly, off the ball, on the ball, hardworking. He eats well. His diet is perfect. Takes care of himself. Man, I just don't know. I don't know how we replace this guy if he ever left us. I'm so glad he is not going to leave because he has not signaled to leave. He's a very loyal guy, and I want Bayern to win. Okay, I want Bayern to win the Champions League, specifically for Kane. I think I'd feel better that Kane won it than that we won it because the guy just deserves it. A loyal guy, loyal father, groomed gentleman. I just like Kane. I think he's actually my favorite player right now. Like he's up there for me with the likes of Pedri and players that I like to watch. Like even though I'm not a fan of their club, but now it feels like I have a Thiago again. A player at my club that I really love watching. I didn't have that for a few years, right? I had players that I'd openly criticize. Kane can do no wrong for me. This guy is his finishing. Oh my gosh. But anyways, speaking of why he didn't get 5 assists today, because he should have. Luis Diaz, I told you guys, this guy is going to be our Willian. He is Willian to us. What Chelsea had with Willian is what we have with Luis Diaz. Lucho Diaz is going to be a bum most of the times, but he's going to have moments of great quality. He's a frustrating player for that reason because he has the quality to do really good things, but he chokes. He should have scored like 3 goals today, man. Kane was setting him up. So was Elise. But his first touch is such a problem because it never sets him up for success. Your first touch is really important, especially if you're in the final third and there's defenders rushing at you to stop you from shooting. He always takes his first touch. Well, not always. Like I'd say 80% of the times his first touch, it's not like he loses the ball, but he loses the initiative. Like if he was supposed to touch and get in front of the defender, he'll touch and go away, like to the side. It's like a weird. I don't know. I don't know how to explain it. He's not like horrible at holding the ball up, which is kind of weird, right? You would think like, okay, it means he gets dispossessed a lot. Not really. He actually does keep the ball, which I like. But he's a frustrating player to watch. He'll give us really good games, but also mostly, trash ones. I think he's a perfectly Orsana replacement. They're missing the same chances. Olise, not his best game for the majority of that game. But that's really because Schlotterbeck was on it. But Olise is still so quality that even when he has a bad game, he's like still making really good decisions. His passing was crazy. You know what I'd like to see? I'd like to see Olise just dribble a little bit more. I know it's like if he dribbles more, he'll lose the ball more, and it'll annoy me more than actually just him passing it around and unlocking defenses that way. But I'd like to see him get some more highlight reels, to be honest. We only get like flicks around the corner. Come on, man. We need some freaking nutmegs for the streets. But yes, I thought Elise scoring that goal, I mean, that showed hard work, grit, right? Joe Bellingham, his parents were apparently insulting the Dortmund manager, Niko Kovac, telling him, oh, you have to play our son. Your son sucks. Balls. He's just like his brother. Freaking lanky, unorthodox. They run weird. I didn't know running was a thing in one's family. Yeah, I don't run like my brothers. Well, I've never seen my brothers run, to be fair. They're both older than me, so, it's not like we grew up playing the same sports or anything, or on the same teams. No, I just feel like you have to have your own running style, right? Yeah, Joe Bellingham runs exactly like Jude, and that's one of Jude's deficiencies. It's like this weird, like, I don't know how to explain it, but whenever they have the ball, it just feels like they're not comfortable. They're fighting the ball, you know? I don't know if that makes any sense. Dortmund fans might explain that to me, but I thought he was picked. He got his pocket picked by Olise. He actually did well to read the play and stop the attack. He just didn't realize that Olise was hungry, and that's hunger from Olise. And it's funny, this guy scores like world class goals, like free kicks and freaking outside the box curlers, and then he just does this, and then he says like calm, and then he does all this. He scores a freaking scrappy like tackle goal, and he's knee sliding like. Oh, what a weird guy, man. Oh man, Elise is funny. Like bro, you scored better than that, and you're celebrating like that scrappy goal like it's the greatest thing ever. But anyways, we'll see, man. We'll see what happens. Just looking forward to the season. Um, yeah, their classical. It lived up to it. Dortmund they can play well. The thing is with Niko Kovac, and this is why, like in his first month at Bayern, I already wanted him out. The problem with Niko Kovac is he can be a very expansive, progressive coach. He just chooses to be very defensive. If you guys actually watched that game and analyzed it, Dortmund were negative in the first half. They had three center backs and two defenders, two wing backs that were basically full backs, more defensive. So it was like a five at the back. Second half, he decided to be more progressive, and suddenly they gave us a run for our money. Now, I think it's partially due to us kind of just deciding we had already won the game mentally, so whatever we did, we were going to win. And yeah, it's like even if Dortmund scored twice and we went 2-1 down, I feel like we would have just won like 5-3 or 5-2 because this is how this Bayern team is. So the players just kind of relaxed, you know. We created a lot more chances. We unlocked them. Like if they scored and made it 1-1, let's say they scored before Elise and made it 1-1, we would have just doubled down and scored again. Like that's kind of how I feel. So it's not like, they outclassed us in the second half or anything like that. I think we were just kind of comfortable letting them play a little bit because it's like, hey, we've had the ball, let's defend. And there was a moment where Elise like rushed back and like won the ball. And I'm like, bruh, like I'm so happy with how everyone works in this team. They play for the manager, they play for each other, play for the club, and they do it with a smile on their face. Thank you everyone so much for watching. Mia, send Mia, and peace. By the way, credit to Laimer because this guy, when he came to Bayern to be a midfielder, you guys know, I was like, no, I don't want him here as a midfielder because he's just a runner. But as a fullback, as a right back, left back, he is sensational. He is absolutely sensational. He's next level. He runs like, my gosh. And it's funny because he's even getting like a little bit better technically. He was always like technically deficient in tighter spaces, but it feels like his dribbling has improved because he's like playing, in larger spaces. There was like a moment where he was surrounded by three Dortmund players and he just maneuvered himself out of that and passed it back to Luis Diaz. And I thought, oh, that's tactical sharpness and also good technical quality. So at left back and right back, he's really giving us something, man. I'm very happy for him. Like I have to be very happy for him because otherwise I'd be cussing him out in these videos. And I'm just glad I don't have to do that. I can appreciate him for what he is. He's a hard worker, And he has some quality about him. He's a right back and a left back. By the way, what does it say about Company and Company's you know idea when he moved Kimmich to right back? When he moved, brought uh, Bischoff in, moved Pavlovich a little higher, and then it was like Bischoff and Goretzka. Like, what does it say that he moved Kimmich to right back? I think it says Company sees what we're seeing. I mean, Kimmich lost the ball again. I mean, by the way, he had a great performance today. No, not a great. I wouldn't say great. I wouldn't say great. That flick over that player's head was beautiful. I loved it. I just think Kimmich underrates how important it is to play in the right position. Look at Laimer. We found a position that works for his skill set. It allows him to be up and down the field and give energy everywhere he goes. And he's assisting and scoring occasionally. And it's great. It works for him. I feel like Kimmich thinks if he's not playing midfield, he's not fulfilling his potential. But one of the greatest players in Bayern's history is Philipp Lahm, literally a right back. So I don't know why Kimmich would view any position on that field lesser than. You can always make an impact. Can I just say, I don't like Nicholas Jackson, okay? I don't like him. I don't like Jackson. I made up my mind. He's a bum. His haircut sucks. I'm sorry. I just don't see it. There's nothing about him that makes me. I'm so glad it's a loan and it's going to be a really hard obligation to buy. Like he has to start 40 games. Well, at this point, he can't, right? I mean, we've already played enough games into the season where it now feels impossible that he'll play 40 games. But yeah, I don't like him. He's technically insecure. He doesn't keep the ball well. I thought his hold up and link up play were great, but they're not. You know, how many headers or long balls did Neuer send, and he just couldn't handle them. So yeah, I just didn't like him at all, and I don't. I'm not gonna rate him. Sorry. Whatever he does in the future, I'll give him credit, but not impressed. Thank you everyone so much for watching. Mia, and peace.